Hello Gecko fans. There are breeders out there selling a lot of crested geckos. And I'm not talking about the really big ones. I'm talking about small to medium breeders just like you and me that are just crushing it. Big time. Stick around and I'll share with you 3 things that we can do in 2021 to join them and crush it ourselves. I want you to think about this. Before you sell one animal, a buyer online or at a reptile show has to see your business and has to see your animals and become interested in that. I call that winning the interest. But it doesn't really stop there now, does it? I think so many crested gecko breeders just really don't understand what's most important. I get messages all the time. How do I sell my crested geckos? How do I sell more crested geckos? By doing exactly what I'm going to share with you right now. Hey, do you have your pad of paper and pencil? Well, if you don't, hit pause right now, go grab it, because I'm going to share with you 3 key steps to improve your ability to sell crested geckos in 2021. Oh, and this works for other reptiles too. So here's step 1, and I call this how to improve your business reputation in the hobby. Being more reputable in this hobby starts with being more professional. First, do you have a business name? If you're going to be in this hobby for a long time, the first key step that you have to take is to come up with a business name. There's some good business names and there's some bad business names. But this is a whole nother video. First, let's come up with a good business name. Do you have a logo? How important are logos? So let me take 2 seconds. I'm going to show you a picture and you tell me how many of these logos you can recognize. That's how important logos are. So how do you come up with a logo? Well, you can start with Facebook groups. Ask the question, who can design a logo for me? Go to Fiverr. I use Fiverr all the time. It's a great source, inexpensive, and they do just absolutely great work. Message me. I got a couple of logos done for myself. I'll give you that information. But here's a really important tip. Get it done right now. You can always change your design of your logo later, but get a logo out there right now so you can start sharing that logo all over social media. Here's the third thing that you can do to gain recognition in the hobby, and that's create a Facebook business page. Check out the big breeders. The one thing that they really have in common is that they have a Facebook business page. The fourth key in being recognized and gaining a reputation in the hobby is create a sales page. You really need a place where you can sell your animals, sell your goods. Now, if you're thinking, I don't know the first thing about programming, I don't know the first thing about how to design a web page, well, it's super easy nowadays. There's a lot of places where you can go that is super easy to build web pages. Take a look at sites like Shopify or Wix or Square. Great sources to start building a website with a store so you can sell your products, and they're very inexpensive. If you need help in this area, I mentioned before, Fiverr has some great resources to help you with this. But as well, there's so many tutorials on YouTube. It's not a quick process, but it really doesn't take that long. Get a web page out there so that you can start selling your products. Next, build your reputation by doing the research. I know what you're saying. I've been in this hobby for a year. I've bred some animals. I'm a pet tuber. I know what's going on. I tell you what, I've been in this hobby for 20 years. I'm still learning things. Keep an open mind because you're going to learn something new every single day. Know your animals. So, you breed crested geckos. Well, do you know what the temperatures are and the rainfall each month of the year in their natural location, New Caledonia? I bet you don't. That's great research. Do you know the minimums and the maximums for hatching for temperatures for Crested Gecko eggs and their effects on the babies? If you don't, do your research. You need to know exactly what you like in Crested Geckos. Do you like the Dalmatians? Do you like the pinstripes? What kind of colors and patterns do you like in Crested Geckos? What's as important is know what the market likes. Does the market like Dalmatian Crested Geckos? Maybe they did at one time, maybe they don't now. What's hot in Crested Geckos? Is the lily white Crested Gecko still super hot, or is it cooling down a little bit now? When you do your research, go out to Facebook groups, go wherever you're going, make comments, ask questions, get to know people, understand the people that are the experts and ask them questions. Most good breeders, most experts will be pleased to help you with your questions. When you leave comments, show interest in their animals, show interest in the hobby, show interest in the animal itself. When you're leaving comments on Facebook posts, don't just go out there and say, hey, that animal looks exactly like mine. Here's another really important key to building a reputation in the hobby. Don't sell your animals. And what I mean by that is when you go out to social media, don't add comments, don't create threads selling your animals. That's not the important thing that you want to do on social media. Go out there and show interest in the hobby. Go out there and show your animals and ask a question about it. Ask a question about the animal in general. Don't be a show-off. Don't be a know-it-all, because I tell you what, there's always somebody on social media that really does know more than you. Here's the second thing you can do right now to improve your Crested Gecko or other reptile sales in 2021. First, upgrade your current breeding stock. You want to have the most desirable animals that you put on your web store that you possibly can have. If you have babies right now, sell some of them, but you have to hold back the best babies that you're producing so that you can breed those in the future. Another way to improve your stock right now is to scour the internet. Look for sellers that are selling animals that are better than your current animals. You always want to think about, in this hobby, how to upgrade your current breeding stock. How can I make my animals more desirable, the animals that I'm selling? Whether you love Dalmatians or high Harlequins or super red animals or tricolors, whatever is your favorite morph, go out to the internet, find a breeder that's selling those animals, ask a lot of questions, and purchase a better animal. You don't have to purchase a pair. You can purchase babies, or you can purchase an animal to match up with one of your animals. Whatever you need to do, build your stock so that next year in 2021, you're offering better babies. You might be saying, hey, Wally, I already have amazing babies. What can I do then? Well, start thinking about 2021 and how you can have more babies. And how do you do that? Well, first, improve your hatch rates. Are you keeping records of your Crested Geckos per pair? Do you know how many eggs they produced in 2020? Do you know how many hatched out? Did you have more hatches in the beginning or the end of the season? Know that information so you can improve in 2021. Find out what the best incubation methods are. Did you struggle with incubation in 2020? You have to improve that to have more babies and more sales in 2021. You also want to be able to provide these babies as quick as you can to the market in 2021. Did you have normal growth rates or even slow growth rates in 2020? Here's a pro tip for you. Here's how you can get babies to grow at least at a normal growth rate or even better. Number one, provide temperature. For our babies, we provide a temperature range of 78 to 80 for the babies. That speeds up their metabolism. That gets them growing faster. Second, we provide a lot of protein to our babies. We let them eat the Crested Gecko diet for the first couple of weeks, but after that, every other day, we're feeding insects. be that small newborn dubias or, more importantly, mealworms. We feed our baby crested geckos a lot of mealworms. Here's the third way you can crush sales in your crested geckos in 2021. What you have to do is get recognized. Let's go back to step number one. What good is it if you have a great reputation if you're only seen by 10 or 20 other customers? Here's some steps to get in front of your customers. First, you have to get on social media. What social media, you say? Well, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok nowadays, and of course, that's YouTube. Another way you can help people see your animals that you're selling is to get on some of the sales pages. Number one, Morph Market. Are you on Morph Market? If you're not, you have to be on Morph Market so people can see your animals. How about Fauna Classified? I've sold a lot of animals on Fauna Classified. It doesn't hurt to be on that second sales platform whatsoever. Now, I hope you realize Facebook no longer accepts sales for animals on any of their pages and actually bans a lot of pages because of this. Another way, remember what I said about Facebook business pages? What a wonderful way to put your sales, connect to your web page, your sales page on Facebook. So what you can do on a normal post is if somebody asks you about selling animals, you can say, please see my business page, where on your business page, you can put all those links, you can start that conversation. And finally, one of the best ways I think of getting in front of people, especially locally, is to attend reptile shows and especially sell your animals. Grab a table, learn from other vendors. The other vendors will be happy to share information with you. But by going to these reptile shows, you get your face, you get your brand, your business in front of the customer, and you get that repeat customer coming back over and over again to buy your animals. Now, I know what you're saying at this point. Wally, this all takes time and it takes money. But it's the fall. You have 4 or 5 months before the next breeding season. Or if you're watching this sometime other than the fall, start now before the next breeding season. What is the saying? There's no time like the present. So here's to you and your next breeding season, and I'm hoping you crush 2021 like a champion. I hope you like watching this video. If it was helpful, please leave that like, subscribe, hit that notification all so you don't miss another one of these videos. Thank you, Gecko fans, for watching.